Wicked, 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 wicked. Wicked tones, you know.
This is the first time using, so this is a genuine review. Yeah. Well, one angle works.
Okay.
That's what you guys should do though when you see new equipment. Try to understand how that equipment moves for like the style of movement you train in. Your movement style should stay the same over any machine you use, whether it's a pull down, row, whatever it is. So our whole idea of getting chest up, shoulders back, rolling shoulders back, pulling with hand, it's the same as here, right? Like you've never done this before, but it's the same as that machine down there. So if I set up here, hips are back. I can't get hips back that far on this one. But if I start here, I can just rock and slide. This thing's already dropping down, so I can feel the angle's already down. So I need to get up higher sooner. So if I don't get up higher, I'm just gonna end up here. So if I don't get up high right away, I'll end up caving in on the pull. So I know I gotta get up right away because that arc and that snap is way quicker. It's almost how I teach people to pull, like out here, this has to break. I have to snap. This is what this does on its own. So this tension gets here and it falls down. So if you don't break here and then ride that tension up through, so it's pretty good. Slide and break. Just reach for your end point, snap elbow down, rock up through. It's the same if you do one. So if we post here, it's just out here, relax. I can get more rotation. I can rock up through. But everything is that snap and pull. So, different machines do different shit, right? This row down here, it's a different tension point, right? So this row right here slides low right away. There's no like pull and then hitch. It just goes right back. So if you feel the line of tension on that, it's the same thing. I can stay a little more forward here and I can slide deeper. I don't have to get up right away. If I get up right away on this, I fuck this up. Because if I'm trying to get up right away on this tension point's still traveling straight. It's not falling down here. So I can't get up through and flex down. I have to almost stay a little lower here and just slide shoulder back. So I'm still braking here, but I'm rocking up through more. So it's a straighter pull. The line is straight out of here. It deviates a little bit, but it's not like that one where the one over there goes boom, off. It literally cuts and then catches down, right? So you can get more squeeze on that. I wish that seat was higher. The guy who will remain nameless, and it's not just him, it's been a handful of people. There's this clip of when I was on the Money Buys Happiness podcast, and I talked about like guys lifting in groups of 10 and fucking taking up machines and like taking their shirts off and just being weirdos in the gym. Yep. Apparently that's completely socially acceptable now, because like people are wondering what's wrong with me. And this guy wrote me, like, this guy sent me a voice note actually, this fucking psycho. And like, I don't even know you, bro, I'm not talking to you. I don't know you, I don't give a shit about you at all. And he's like, you know, do better, man. Like these kids, they're gonna see that you make fun of people lifting groups and they're never gonna go to the gym. And then they're gonna be on the street doing drugs and bad things. I'm like, that's the only alternative? That's your only alternative. Kids have the choice of two futures. Lifting in groups and being fucking boneheads and fucking pussies most likely. Or they're gonna be destined to a life of drugs and on the street. Like, your fucking IQ level is the same as the temperature outside. People come to the rescue or try to like virtue signal. And it's like they don't even know why. And you're just regurgitating fucking crap you hear about how, well, this is what I say when I care about things. This is how I like show that I'm a good person. It's like, you don't care about those fucking kids. Fuck those kids. They're gonna do whatever they want to do anyway. They're not gonna fucking not go to the gym because of me. I'm not gonna not take their shirt off and pose in the middle of the gym because of me. So, just like they're allowed to do whatever they're doing, I'm allowed to say whatever the fuck I want to say, right? That's how the world works. It's fucking, whole society's a mess. Virtue signaling. It just amazes me, like your wonky mind perceives that if these kids don't go to the gym and utterly waste their time fucking crowding around machines and taking their shirts off and just really doing nothing, for the most part. If they don't do that, or if they start doing that, they're destined for a better life. It's like, no, they can still end up being shitheads. They can still end up being fucking complete losers. The gym isn't a saving grace for people. There's a lot of people who go to the gym that are mentally fucked up. They got a lot of problems, man. So they could just be the latter of that and just be like, oh, we do all this stuff and we're fucked up. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what gyms or what gym culture these people that write me have been attached to, but it's like half of them don't even look like, half of them don't have one picture up of them actually in the gym. They have 98% of their fucking pictures on Instagram are selfies of themselves doing weird shit, or fucking, you can only find this piece of equipment at Pure Muscle. Nowhere else in the world has it. So I'm blessed you're not. I want to see how this feels. You guys do shortened pulls, like that's a shortened pull, where I'm like purposely kind of rolling my hips in tighter and putting a lot more weight on my stomach to get my shoulders to stay back all the time. So I'm gonna let my shoulders get pulled out a little bit. I'm gonna overarch. So it's almost like my shoulders going here, 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 here. I'm not trying to let arm out. I'm trying to round back, roll through back, rock off. So when you shorten that distance, understand that when you're in the end position of it, it should feel like when you guys and girls pull lat spreads. That's where you start to understand that contraction, and you understand like when I pull my arms back and I pull up here and I rock up through, that's the same feeling as me going here. So if you want to hit it like a weirdo and go and open, you can, but it's the same pull here, right? So I'm up here and then I throw my lat around. So if we don't ever get to feel that contraction or understand where that contraction sticks, like I feel like go, and then I can open off of it, then you have, if you don't feel that, you're one of these guys that does this, like they throw their hands back like, and they think that something happened. Like they're like, and then like pull, but it's not, it's like literally a squeezing, like I'm rolling shoulders back and flexing back into rear delt, and then I'm rolling back open, right? So like we said, you gotta lift how you pose how you lift. They go hand in hand with each other. You don't just get out there and fucking like, oh, never felt this muscle before, but when I pose it'll pop out. It's like, probably won't. You're gonna look ridiculous out there, right? It's like a lot of times guys that don't have developed legs or understand leg training, you see them on stage and there's very little separation because they don't have good legs. So when they go to hit like these shots where they're trying to find their quad where it sticks out, they've never like been able to feel pieces of their quad move. So they're just like it's like this like tight, I don't know, because you're pushing harder, you think the muscles and everything's just gonna pop out, but it's like you gotta understand, you gotta have finesse with it and feel where it's coming from, right? If I never feel that muscle engage or jump out or lock when I'm training, good luck when you're posing. Never gonna happen. I think Andrew Jack answered all the critics about whether he could get in shape or not, because that motherfucker was in shape. Holy shit. Good job by him and the Psycho Lewis that trains him. Did a good job. But I mean, a lot of that comes down to his ability, his desire to want to change, right? Regardless of the coach. Not that the coach is great, but if the coach can be as great as you want, but you have to be willing to make the change and listen, right? Which is what a lot of guys are lacking. So when you go all in like that, you see how results happen because you buy into the program and you make a fucking decision to change what you're doing. I'm sure that was a scary thought for him and guys like him who do that, but you see the end result, the best you ever placed, right? So I can't guys have seen me train people in the past and help people. I have no problem helping people. It's not my desire to be like holding people's hands and walking them through every step of the process. It's not my personality. I expect someone to do that on their own, have enough drive to do that on their own. But it's like, that's why it's like I don't get much anymore from working with guys, because it's like, and girls that are like in competitive lifting, because they're never happy. They're always looking for like another way. So if you don't buy into the program, not that it's mine or whoever's that you go to for help, if you don't buy into that program and actually engulf yourself in that style of lifting or that way of doing things, you only do it like little bits here and there. It's like flicking a light switch on and off. It's just like, oh, 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 oh. Body, like you're never teaching yourself anything new. You're not actually seeing results from this new style or this new way of being, right? So it's frustrating to me. Like I said, I like helping people, but like to dedicate myself to someone who's wanting to make a change. Like if you don't want to make the change, I'm out of there, dude. Like there's no skin off my back. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You're going to be on the path to whatever it is that you're doing, and we'll both be fine, right? But you see what happens when a guy is like, listen, I need help with this. I need to, like, the dude moved to the guys and lived with them, or like stay near the gym and like train with them every day. He committed to the process, right? And you see the benefits. And that doesn't have to just be because it's that coach. It could be any coach that you decide, like, hey man, I'm going to listen to what you have to say. I trust your opinion, and you go with it. So you follow through. You don't just like, oh, I train with this guy one day, and then the next day I train with this guy, and then I'm training with this guy next week, and then I might train one time with this guy and this guy. It's like you're all over the place, man. It's like if you want to like changing the station on the changing the channel in your car every 2 seconds. If you want to listen to country, listen to country. Don't listen to 2 country songs and listen to like fucking Little Dirk and then flip back to fucking Steve Aoki on the dance channel. And then like, it's like one path, man. Stick on the fucking path. Like, there's different pulls you can do. So if I want to open up my upper mid back and I want to pull around, I want to have my whole back round around this pad, like stabbing down. I'm not going to take off and pull the way I normally do, where I'm going to rock up through things, rock up through. I'm just going to let myself hang, and it's going to be my shoulder and my hand that rock. So there's still crazy chest pressure here. I'm just keeping pressure stiff there so I can rock. My whole back pulls around my body, rock. So it's just shoulder rocking and throwing. So my mid back is stiff, everything's moving around it, right? So all kinds of different pulls, different ways of engaging stuff, depending on what areas of your back need work. So it's not like one way to pull is the only way and you just got to do that for the rest of the time. Play with shit, right? Sometimes you can advocate less movement and get other parts of your back that you haven't felt before. So same thing on this. Most times I'd sit up here, I'd have people set up and they'd be leaning back here and sweeping this thing down, which is fine. But I just want to get a little more upper, mid. I'm just going to drop my shoulder and drop shoulders behind my ears and rock back. There's not a lot of body movement, it's just shoulder drop and hand pull. The next merch drop is going to be on the 17th of March. Today is the whatever day of March, I don't know what we are. Doesn't matter, not the 17th, but.
Calendars.
So the drop will be that day. There'll probably be between 12 and 15, maybe one more, maybe 16 versions of t-shirts available this drop. And about a week after the drop, my Wicked website will go live. And there'll be merch that's in a rotation on there that's always available. So if you miss a drop, or there's an old design that maybe you saw, you didn't get a chance to buy, or you just want to get another one, maybe you ruined one already, stunk it up like I do, you can get it on there, right? So the idea is we want to have like a staple of maybe 3 hoodies and 3 t-shirts that are always available. So if you guys want to leave in the comments what you'd like to see in that merch that's always available. So if maybe your favorite shirt of all time, or your favorite design of all time, just literally leave the design name in there. Like if it's this shirt, it's the Wicked Crispies, put Wicked Crispies. Just so we have an idea, like I can see off numbers of what's sold and how it did, like what was popular, but kind of just want to make it so that people can get what they need, right? So let us know in the comments, and hope you enjoy the new merch drop. It won't be censored, so you gotta have balls to wear it.